Hey everybody, sorry that I'm just now getting this fourth chapter completed. I had a long stretch of work and then I went on a trip and I came straight back to work, so I literally have just not had time to do it. But I'm getting it done now, so bear with me. This chapter is pretty lengthy, so I did make notes and I'll probably have to glance at them every once in a while, but I will probably not get to cover everything that's in this chapter, and everything in it is really important. So I apologize for that. For those that are following and actually going through the Whole30 program, if you want, I can email these notes to you. Just private message me and with your email, and I'll send it to you guys. Just because I want y'all to get everything from this, and like I said, I'm not going to be able to cover everything. But this chapter is Your Brain on Food. And the testimonial for this one is about a girl who confesses that she is like that binge eater, and one day turns into weeks, and then that week turns into a month, and it's just like a never-ending hell pretty much. So, and she was struggling with ending it, like stopping, her behavior. So she came across the Whole30, and her testimonial was the fact that she has no desire now after doing that 30 days. She has no desire for the foods that she once ate, which was all the junk and stuff that most of us like to take in. So Your Brain on Food. I'm sure you've all been there where you've done the calorie restriction and the dieting and buying the books and trying to find out what is going to work for you. Well, calorie restriction is not the thing that's going to work, because first of all, you're going to get tired of measuring, you're going to get tired of counting, you're going to get tired of all the hoopla that you have to go through with doing it, and also you're going to be hungry. You're going to be starving yourself pretty much, or feel like you're starving yourself. I know that in the past when I've done something like that, I'm always hungry, and it never works. You always end up losing weight, yes, for a short period of time, but then after you start incorporating foods again, then you gain it right back. Whole30 is not a diet, it is a lifestyle change. And if you're not willing to do something like that, then it's probably gonna end up the same way that, all diets have. So instead of doing calorie restriction, if you just eat foods that are high in nutrients, then you don't have to count. Because that's where you fall short in these calorie restrictions, is the fact that most of the food that you're eating is probably not even that nutritious. So with Whole30, you don't count, you don't do any of that. You're just merely eating high nutritious foods, and that's really it. And you can eat as much as you want to, or at least I do. I don't count, I don't do any of that stuff. So what they talk about in this chapter, which is a lot, we have sweet, salty, and fatty taste buds, okay? So our bodies were made to taste things that were nutritious, not delicious. We've gotten this bad rut of wanting to consume things that taste good. And here's the thing that makes me mad about this chapter, and it's not about the chapter that makes me mad, it's the fact of manufacturers of these foods that are just merely trying to make a buck off of all of us by sucking out all of the water, the fiber, the nutrients, and everything, replacing it with MSG, corn syrup, artificial coloring, and sugars and stuff like that, because it's cheaper, and then selling it to us, and then us consuming it, us getting addicted to it, because these types of foods and these pleasure centers in our brain, we release dopamine, and even opioids are released during this addiction that some of us are in. And so if you think about people who are addicted to stuff like drugs and alcohol, this is the same exact concept. If your body is releasing things that trigger your pleasure center, then of course you're going to be addicted. It's not your fault that you can't, get grasps on your addiction. It's because they have manufactured these foods for that reason. They want you to keep buying it, obviously, because it's making them money. They're not selling it to you because they want to better you. They're selling it to you because they don't give two craps about you, and you're consuming it like crazy because it makes you feel good at the time of eating it, And then of course down the road, you start developing health issues and gaining weight and all this stuff. So at that point, you're depressed because of that. And it's just a domino effect downhill from there. So that is a part of this chapter that really ticks me off. But I mean, until we do something about it, those people are gonna continue reaping the benefits from us, and we're gonna continue being unhealthy. So they've pretty much created Frankenfood is what they call it in the book. And it's true, because it's not really food. It's stuff that our bodies were not made to digest. It's not nutritious whatsoever. And the way that our bodies become full, or the feeling of fullness, is based off of the nutrition and the nutrients that it's absorbing. The reason that we can eat like a whole bag of M&Ms or a whole thing of Oreos or a whole bag of chips is because there's no nutritional value whatsoever. So the only way that you get full and feel full is because you're literally full. Your stomach and your gut is just about to perf. That's the reason. If you eat a good nutritious meal like that includes vegetables, fruit, and a meat, you're gonna get fuller faster because your body is signaling, hey, I'm getting the nutrients that I need, not the space that's being filled up. All right, you don't want your whole stomach filled, you know, and you wouldn't get like that if you ate a highly nutritious meal. However, if you're eating things that have no nutritional value, the only way that you're gonna get full is by filling yourself to the brim to where you're like, man, I can't breathe, or I feel like I'm gonna vomit. So that's the difference between like satiety and satiation. There's two different ones. One occurs in the brain and one occurs in the gut. The one in the brain is the one that triggers first. And that's the one that is based off of your body getting the nutrients that it needs. So if you choose higher nutritious foods, you're gonna get fuller faster. Plus you're taking in less calories, because the foods that are high in nutrition don't have as many calories. And it's just a win-win from there. I know it's hard, I know. Things that taste good, you just wanna eat it. I know that, I've been there. But it's about willpower, it's about realizing what's important to you long term, because long term is where you're going to see the results from this lifestyle change. You're going to see it, you know, within a couple weeks if you get on it, you know, but the important part is the long term, you know, getting off medication, lowering your cholesterol, decreasing your need for medications for diabetes, and decrease pain. You know, all of these things Whole30 has been proven to help. So try to get off your addiction, you know, put yourself through a withdrawal, you know, a program, and Whole30's it. If you're thinking about people that go through these drug withdrawal centers and stuff like that, think of Whole30 as you doing that, because technically food is an addiction, and if you're taking it in 3 times a day, you're probably taking it in just as much as an addict of cocaine or meth or alcohol, whatever. So think of it like that, because truly it is like that. And the book is called It Starts With Food. Well, it also ends with food too. Food can kill us as well. Well, not food, but Frankenfood. If you're eating things that are high in nutrition and stuff like that, then you're probably better off than someone that's consuming all these things that contain nothing but junk that our bodies aren't even really made to digest. So let me look through here really quick. I'm trying to make it short, and this chapter was like really interesting, but like I said, I can't cover it all. It's just too much. And I know that some people are following because they are, you know, truly interested in doing the Whole30, and I'm so proud of you guys that are doing it and have been keeping me up to date. I'm so happy for you. It's awesome. I feel great. Oh, and a little testimonial for myself. So I told you that I went on a trip, and I came back and I had come back straight to work, right? I had no time to meal prep. Big mistake. Epic. So I had no food whatsoever in my apartment. I had no lunches to take with me, which I'd always prepared while being on this Whole30 program. I wasn't, you know, planning to like get some Japanese food where you just vegetables and meat, because I was like, oh, well, that would be, you know, somewhat okay. Well, I got busy at work, didn't get time to order it in time before they closed, and we ended up deciding to get pizza, because that was literally the only thing that we could get. ate it, was fine, ate it, got full, or felt full, probably because I ate too much, because I was starving at that point, and came home, got into bed probably about 8 o'clock and was asleep, woke up at 9:30, and it felt like 100 minions were inside my intestines just twisting it. I have never in my life I had abdominal cramps that severe. I thought that I was gonna die. It was crazy. I had to get up, of course, go to the bathroom, super hot, but it was bad. It was terrible. So it just goes to show you, like, after you do the Whole30, these bad foods really rear their ugly head. So I didn't want to eat it, but like I said, it was either that or, be cranky and hangry at work, and I didn't want to do that. So I'm meal prepped. I'm good now. I've got my food and everything is fine and I feel better. But I did get kind of depressed and I was kind of mad at myself, and my energy was down compared to what it had been. So it's nice to see those effects of those bad foods, because it's motivating to me to not want to eat them. But yes, if you guys want these notes, like I said, there's seven pages of it that I've just typed out of the book that I felt was really significant. Let me know. Private message me on Facebook with your email address and I'll send you an email. And if you have any questions about anything, I know I tried to rush it, but I try to touch on the basic things about, how you can't get full on bad foods unless you literally stuff to your gills. That's the only way. It has nothing about you're getting the nutrition you need. And that's where Whole30 comes into play, is that if you're eating things high in nutrition and nutrients and the fat that helps you absorb those nutrients, then you're gonna promote a healthy metabolism. You're gonna burn a lot quicker than what you would. Plus those things, like I said, the calories in them are good calories. Every calorie you take in is good and it's gonna be burned in a good way, versus having no nutrients and it's just empty. It's empty calories whatsoever. Like you have no nutritional value, you feel like crap, and I could just preach on and on and on, and I'm sorry. But try to make it short. So let me know if all this makes sense. If you have questions, email me if you want the notes, and we'll go from there. And I will work on chapter 5 as soon as I can. But keep up the good work, those that are doing the Whole30. I'm proud of you guys, and I'm so happy that you're seeing the results that I've seen. So yeah, like, comment, share, whatever.